Gentlemen, the circle seems complete. I see 4 individuals and I see 1 leader. What say
No,
you?
no, it's not done.
They can't have more because Roman
There's
doesn't have
more.
enough
Giant
people to fight.
Samoan coming.
Yeah,
There's a
there's
giant
Hikaleo.
Samoan coming through.
Hikaleo's coming, and you ain't no funny. My brother can't have none. You know this.
You don't
He
think
coming in. Zilla?
Don't you think Hikaleo will side with Roman? That way it could be 4-on-4.
No, because
No,
they're
it's
going to
wrong.
use Sammy to be that fourth.
They need to
You
rock.
can't bring Sammy back.
What do you mean? That's the perfect story. You can't bring Sammy back. It's impossible. But Jago, come on, Oos. You're the only one. You're the only one. It has to be 4. But whatever the case may be, I look forward to the story development of the new Bloodline because Paul Heyman is stuck there. When he asked CM Punk to take him with him, I felt that the man was in tears.
No, Shantae really enjoyed his stay. But anybody, welcome everybody to the Sharpshooters Wrestling Podcast. I'm Eric.
I'm.
You got spit on that thing, man. He spit on that thing.
Man, spit on that thing right now.
Spit on
Manny
that
should be
thing.
on top so he can spit on the thing. Hold on.
Yeah, there goes spit on.
You
Oh,
can
you
wait,
at
spit on
that,
that.
Marcus? You
Wait,
at
you so
that?
you're calling yourself the penis of the show?
If I turn my head around, Manny, back of my head looks like a penis. I'm just saying.
This show is really taking a turn for the worse already.
It does. It always does. I'll mark it the grand finale.
So
And I'm going to stay professional this week and not curse and not cut people off, even though I already did.
You did about 1,000 times during the pre-show.
yeah, but it doesn't officially start until he says he's not going to do these things.
Yeah.
But anyway, what a way to end a week in professional wrestling. And before we even get into all the meat and potatoes, I would like to talk about probably one of the most saddest stories that I heard that occurred this week. And it was this post that took place on Instagram where Kayla Braxton announced that she's going to be stepping away from WWE after 8 years of holding the microphone on WWE television. She is setting it down to pursue her next chapter. Next week at the world's most famous arena, I will be officially signing off. And she's going to use all her experience that she got at WWE. I don't know what she's going to do, but I just don't think SmackDown will be the same without freckled Kayla Braxton.
It's going to be the same. They downplayed her character. Oh.
I think it will. Jackie Redmond's been taking over.
I don't like Jackie Redmond.
Over.
Yeah, there's Kathy Kelly still
I don't
there.
like those people.
They always move on. When Renee left, they had Charlie. When Charlie left, they had Kayla. And in between all that, Jackie Redmond and Kathy Kelly returned, and there was all that. They always find someone else.
Yeah,
and Byron Saxon still exists. But not to shit on this. I did not know this post. This is horrible. Does Paul know?
I don't know. She even mentioned the relationship in her comments with the interactions backstage with Paul Heyman that elevated her career, and she will be eternally grateful. I mean, like it was just something that, you know, with everything that's going on from AEW with their ratings dropping to 500,000 to CM Punk being assassinated, and they should never let that garage door open.
Assassinated,
Not
assaulted.
just CM Punk. Everyone at Raw backstage got killed this week.
We still trying to figure out who shot Chad Gable, you know. However, according to Adam Pearce, he's medically cleared to compete in the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. It was a lot this week, and unfortunately, a lot of that positivity did not occur for AEW, and that is sad. Because AEW in so many ways, it's what sparked WWE to step their game up. And although I have talked bad about AEW on countless episodes, I do not want them to go out of business, and I do not want them to struggle. And to hear that Kendrick Lamar made them drop down to 500,000 views is ridiculous. What is this even about?
I want to see how long you go talking about AEW on the SmackDown show. I'm just curious. You keep going.
Marcus, did you guys do a Thursday show?
We did not.
Exactly. And so me coming into this show, Marcus, I knew I had to cover everything. So please put your timer down and get back to work, buddy.
Well, I want to hear this rant because
that was it. I was about to
go on a 2 minute rant about wrestling and storytelling and Tony Khan and this, and they're going to end up like this.
Technically, he did that on Wednesday, but
yeah, he did do that. Yeah, he did that.
Yeah, I I did the rant already, but I didn't know the ratings was going to happen, and I just feel like they need to figure out something to fix this. They have to fix it. And Marcus, since I'll turn to you, what can they do? What can they do? Who can help them?
Well, I want to go back to the excuses of why the ratings are down. Number one, they blame Black Panther. Not a strong lead-in as the Big Bang Theory, bringing in only 85,000 views. And they also blame Juneteenth, which I think, wait a minute, they can't blame black people for this.
They blame black people twice?
Kind of, yeah.
They assumed the other 200,000 that were supposed to be watching Dynamite were
Yes.
watching Kendrick.
Yes. Because when they make the excuse of what people were watching, Eric, and tell me if there's any connection to this. You as a black man and Manny as an ambiguous man, tell me if you connect with any of this stuff. Number one, they blame the College World Series. And I want to tell you this. No one in Buck's world is watching the College World Series. No one. No one.
Wait,
Number
so
two. I mean, they did well, but I'm just saying.
Can I ask you a question, though? When you say they are blaming, who is they? Is it the AEW executives or is it the other fans?
This is some of them. Their diehards. This is also their AEW media press, and I believe also I'm just gonna say Meltzer, and I haven't heard him say anything, but I'm sure he gonna come out in a minute and be like, "Of course." Number two, Eric, something your wife attended on, and you know what? I can see why you could take a hit on this, but I don't think wrestling fans are going, "Fuck, I need to see the Olympic trials." I'm not blaming the Olympic trials on this. This is the trials. Maybe the Olympics. I'd be like, oh yeah, I needed to see the 100-meter dash or something like that. Or see somebody swim. Katie Ledecky swim. That's the only name I know because Michael Phelps is out. That could put a dent into it.
I think Katie Ledecky retired also.
No, she's in. She's in. I've seen commercials.
Home, during the Olympics and the rowing's on, no work is being done.
Yeah.
Manny,
if I see a triathlon happening.
You're a rowing fan, Manny. I never knew that about you.
No, it's not being a fan, Eric. It's a very interesting.
Oh, you know what gets me every time? Archery. I get it. When I'll be like, oh, there it is. But unfortunately, they put archery on Peacock, and there's nothing I can really do about that because you gotta turn the Peacock on in order to watch. Anyway, keep going, Marcus, with your analysis.
And the last thing, as we brought up, as El Luchador brought up, the pop out of Kendrick Lamar, or as I like to call it, the funeral of Drake and the Grams, of all that, the whole thing that was going on. That was a celebration of a rap beef and nothing more than that, especially when you united all of LA with their gangs, no matter what side of blood or crip you were owed, you were united to say, fuck Drake. And Russell Westbrook, LeBron was there. I mean, it was, and I want to say...
LeBron couldn't get on stage, Savannah said no.
It can go either way. I just think, LeBron has to bring such negative attention anywhere he goes. People go, why he on stage right away? You can unite LA, but I bet you can never unite them on LeBron James versus Michael Jordan debate.
So, Manny, of all the things that Marcus just named, which one would you blame for this?
I was still
So, basically, AEW, what they've done is amalgamated them all. And if you're stupid, you don't know what that means. You put them all together. And AEW blame black people.
They're blaming their black champion. They're blaming Kendrick Lamar. They're blaming Drake. They're blaming Juneteenth. They're blaming Black Panther. I heard they blamed the Sharpshooters at one point.
Well, 2/3 of it.
2/3. They weren't sure about the other third. But they went out. It just seems like, and this is my argument for whenever ratings are down for a show, and people say, "Oh, they were watching that other show." Like, let's say if it was WWE, SmackDown's on, and everybody wanted to see Top Chef, Eric. I don't know why. This is an amazing addition to Top Chef. Great storyline or whatever.
I just let you know.
That's still proof.
Top Chef ended very controversial. People were very unhappy with the winner of Top Chef this season.
Ooh.
Just saying.
Screw job. Vince rang the bell. That's not meat. That's not meat.
Oh,
anyway.
Even Tom Colicchio came out and said that he did not like how they edited the end of the show to dupe people to thinking that somebody else was going to win. Yeah, people was hot.
You know, when you talk about your cooking shows, it's like when Jamal lists a wrestler that no one knows.
I know it is. It's like we talk about Fukunaga Nakamura or something like that.
Oh my God! Please don't do racist names, please. Please. You could have named a real one. You could have said Tigo Tagagi.
Mark, I don't know no real ones.
Piece of shit. The problem is black people. No. But I don't even remember where I was going with this.
Can I speak?
Oh, it was like saying, if people tune to another show, people decided that your show isn't worth it. I'd rather watch something else. I'd rather watch House of the Dragon. I'd rather watch The Boys. I'd rather watch Murder Mystery on Dateline or some shit. Whatever the case is, someone chose something else over your product. And your product, if it's based on something else coming on and being like, oh, that just knocked everything off, your product isn't that compelling. That's what I'm saying.
Let me just put it this way. And honestly, and this is with all respect it deserves. When they announced the card, me and Manny already trashed this card for this episode of Dynamite. Outside of MJF versus Roosh, and maybe the confrontation of Ospreay and Swerve, there was nothing else to keep my butt in the seat. You paid all the...
I would have paid attention to Mina Shakira. So just saying.
Okay.
But
you paid all that money. You paid all that money for Mercedes, and Mercedes is nowhere to be seen but a thing. But let's just talk about something. The main event of your show was Claudio, who both Manny and I said was the worst member of the Blackpool Combat Club, going against Pac, who barely shows up. Yes, Marcus.
I want to agree with you on Claudio. I have come around after discussions with you. I heard with you, Manny, and also Ryan. I want to also agree that Claudio is the worst member of the Blackpool Combat Club.
And then before that match, you had Daniel Garcia going against Rhett Titus. Then
He looks sick.
Then you had Chris Statlander going against Nyla Rose. We ain't seen Nyla Rose on AEW Dynamite in 2.5 years. And all of a sudden, she's here. And she's in a tournament match that no one has ever explained to us how people qualify for these matches. And I know WWE did the same thing, but at least the people who they had in their matches have been on TV. I ain't seen Nyla Rose in God knows how long. Lord Manny.
So I have a problem already with this tournament. Why does JEFF, JARRET have a bye in this tournament? When they
No, he has a mystery. I thought he had a mystery opponent.
No, it's a bye.
I thought it was a mystery opponent.
I thought it was a bye.
No, it's a mystery opponent. He has a mystery opponent, man. He did not get the bye, but you can also question why is he in this tournament, because he ain't won a match since probably sometime in 2022. I don't know when the last time he won a match.
But you know the thing about the low ratings for me is I love when I hear stories like this when the shoe is on the other foot, because the AEW fans from when WWE was bad since 2019, when everyone refers to how shit WWE was in 2019, and then everyone was like, we need an alternate, and then AEW came around. Everything was hunky-dory over there on AEW. Like, everything was fine. Everything was smooth. Everything was perfect. And then suddenly we get problems in the back. We get scripts being ripped up and people not knowing what they're doing. Oh, wait, this is all AEW. Oh, lowest ratings of all time for AEW. A new whole low. We've been hearing this about WWE all the time, and they keep going on about it. The fact that now certain wrestling sites have to report on this and trying to put a spin on it, like blaming all these other things for it. You didn't see all this from WWE? You didn't see this? I'm enjoying all of this.
Manny, no, go ahead, Eric. Go ahead. No, please.
I was going to say, back to Dynamite, the last thing, the 6-man tag was serviceable, but it was too long.
I would have cut you off for that.
The biggest mistake...
It was 8-man. Eric, it was 8-man.
It don't matter. The biggest mistake that TK made is when he decided, I'm not going to pay Cody Rhodes. And I think Cody Rhodes was one of those things that kept AEW sane with a level of professionalism that I don't know what he did, but he brought people together in that backstage area. And as soon as Cody walked away, shit went downhill. It's just been going down and down. And yeah, the wrestling is still fine, but the big problem with the wrestling is that it doesn't mean anything. Clearly, you can lose all the time. Nyla Rose, we haven't seen, but she's in a tournament match to get a title shot. So it's just like, you have to make your stuff mean something. Am I right, Marcus?
Absolutely. That's the one thing. And, to go back to the touch on what Lord Manny said about the AEW quote-unquote tribalism, it's also existed in WWE. There are excuses they make. But I know something? I just feel like the AEW hardcore fan is much more annoying. And the reason they become more annoying, I think it's just Meltzer. I feel like he's the most annoying person on the planet, and he makes AEW so much more hateable. And Tony Khan's response to shit makes things easily hateable. And you kind of like, I just think that they should be, with the talent they have on their roster, should just be where Raw is every week. It should not be dwindling attendance or whatever, ratings falling off. They should be really competing with WWE with the talent they actually have. But the way the talent is being used is poorly placed. It's like having a chessboard and we're playing chess, Eric, but you have no idea what the hell you're doing, and I'm smoking your ass, and you could have beat me every single time because I really suck. But you just don't know what the hell to do with all these pieces.
Yeah, I don't know that the knight moves in an L shape. You know, what can I say? Speaking of not knowing what to do,
what are you talking about the knight?
That's a knight.
No, the knight. It's called a knight. Do you not? What's this, Manny?
He calls it a
I
horse.
don't know how to play. I know how to play chess to the point where I can just about get to check. I don't understand how to win.
But if we talk about, but you know what? There was one group. It was a post on the Pro Wrestling World group where they were talking about how is it time to bring back the Hurt Business and something like that. Well, anyway, some comments were made, and there was a comment that was made that the Triple H era of WWE is emasculating black men, and they're really hating it. Somebody who may or may not still be employed with WWE went and commented on that, and it was MVP. He says, you'll see it. So the ambiguous Manny, do you feel that the main roster of WWE is emasculating black men or black wrestlers in general?
I don't think so. Like, it seems all good for like if you're a female black wrestler. So I don't think it's, So I feel like I think it's fair to say, as an assessment, it's fair to say if you're looking at just straight main roster. But like when you look at what's going down on NXT, I don't think that necessarily true, because like I still think while it is Shawn Michaels running the ship down there, Triple H still has the final say of what goes on over there. There does need to seem a bit more for the men on the main roster, because like, but I feel like that in all the other like minority races that are on there, because they need to stop them fighting each other. That's the basis of it. You need to stop fighting each other and stuff like that, and then start giving meaningful feuds. Because if you look at the Street Profits, they're in the toilet right now. We're not just looking at Bobby Lashley. People look at the Hurt Business, but the Street Profits are down big time, and they were probably one of the biggest tag teams in WWE in the last 3 years.
Marcus, what say you?
I'm gonna disagree with Manny and also agree with him on some points. So cause conflict on the show, but also is my opinion as well. I 100% agree with the post, but I don't want to just say black men are the only ones being, what's the word you use? Emasculated. I believe the Hispanics, the Asians, everybody on that show since Triple H started, his main event picture has been, for the most part, either white or Samoan. Other than the Bloodline, they're the only people of color actually doing anything of any importance. So when you get to the Street Profits, like Manny said, they ain't doing shit. Bobby Lashley, before he got hurt, was reduced to basically being a manager or a valet of some kind. Carmelo Hayes is called up, and this could be to Carmelo's own fault, has not worked on any level whatsoever with that crowd or any future whatsoever. It is the complete contrast to what NXT has been, if you think about how they are building around the quote-unquote black wrestlers or people of color or people from distinct parts of the world as well, whether you're from Ireland or Africa or, all over the world. There seems to be more diverse over there. But in the main event picture of WWE, you got Cody Rhodes, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, and then
Randy's
other
brother,
than Damian Priest. That's true. So did Cody, though. He apparently. But Raheem. But other than Damian Priest, everybody else is kind of flailing. Dominic Mysterio is involved in a storyline, but he's not a tough guy. Andrade is the speed champion. Who wants that? But so it's just a lot of things going wrong. And maybe we go back all the way to that Booker T feud where Triple H beat Booker T, and maybe there is something here that
Can I
isn't
just add?
any growth.
Can I just add, because I think it's a lot of the story of people drawing and like how you perceive them when you see them. Out of everyone you've just listed, the only person that I think you could strap a rocket to and make serious money with, and you put them in that main event scene, is Bobby Lashley, because he has that look. The rest just don't. The rest look like mid-carders.
Yeah, and that was the point I was gonna make.
Yeah, they don't look. They don't look like top tier stars. Yes, anyone can be a star. Like Swerve managed to become world heavyweight champion in Dynamite, but the way he's being booked is exactly the same way you could see Bobby Lashley being booked in the last 2 years. But Bobby Lashley looks the part. Bobby Lashley looks the part for WWE. All those other guys we listed could be champion in AEW.
And I can say this for myself. I don't want to see a Swerve situation where you're giving somebody a title just because of what race they are. Like, I just don't, because like it's a point where you'll look at this, like technically right now, Swerve is in a position, and honestly, just how they blame Black Panther, how they blame the pop-up, they're going to blame Swerve for this because it's easier to point a finger. Oh, well, no one's connecting with a black champion, although no one is going to say that they didn't put him in a position to succeed, and that's arguable. But like Damian Priest, he's Puerto Rican. He's out there representing Puerto Rico, but he's born as I don't know what. I can't wait for him to lose the title. Like, of all the people, like Manny said, the only person who
is that? Do we know this person?
You know
no, but I enjoy the name, the Shade Sis, and it threw shade right away, and I liked it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not mad at that one, you know. I'm just saying, Manny, you're right. Bobby Lashley's the only one who I can see in the main event. There was a point where Taz could be in that thing, but he has to break away from Dawkins. And it's like, sometimes they kept the Street Profits together too long. And then let's talk about the Hispanic people out there. Karrion Kross. What is he doing? He's trying to
whoa. That is not the person I was thinking of when you said Hispanic people.
Well, he is. I'm just saying.
I mean, I went with Santos and Andrade and everybody else.
Marcus Andrade, he couldn't put me in my button to see for a mid-card title. Like, it's just that he's not there. He cannot talk. Santos, I like me some Santos, but he has to find the right person to feud with. It's a hard thing to balance, in my opinion.
What do you do to solve this problem? Because let's say I'm on the outside, I'm looking in, I can see through you. As a black man, you come in first day, talk about we need new black talent. Okay, Marcus, we need new black talent. Who you calling up from NXT to be your new star?
As a black man, I'll let you know right now. I acknowledge the bloodline as being part of us. I don't care. I'm gonna take it. The Rock is black. Bloodline. They got the melanin in their skin. That's what I can see. I mean,
I know we've kind of taken it as a little bit of a joke with saying the bloodline, but I understand the argument. Everyone wants good representation. Everyone wants their kids to watch this product and go, that guy looks like me, and I like that. But until they push a star, but I feel like the wrestling fans are just as bad, because the moment you start strapping the rocket to someone, you instantly turn against them, because you find you work out that that's the machine pushing this to you. So like it's a very difficult situation, because like, yes, you can pull the trigger right there and then, but then like when we were talking about breaking off the Street Profits, but if you did that, you end up because of crowd reaction, you end up stopping what you may have had in the pipeline for like the next 6 months. So like I get chopping and changing here and there, but it's very difficult when we talk about making what can we do, Eric?
My question is, and this is me, because I do think that they do push one star a lot. My issue is do people discredit her because she's a female? I think Bianca has gotten all that. She's probably the top black superstar that we have on the main roster. But
yeah, but we're talking about males.
No, why do we have to talk about a male? Representation could be women too. I mean,
I feel like representation in women, I feel like they've kind of got it covered in terms of black women. Yeah. But I think the real issue, the issue that came with the post was emasculation of men. black men, and I think yes, it is true on the main roster, but the only way you can do that, and it will feel forced, is if you actually just start shoving them down people's throats, or you just have them, unless you casually have them pick up wins, but then people will get tired of it just being going slowly and not going anywhere.
Is Bobby hurt? I didn't know.
I think he is.
Yeah, he got hurt. He got hurt around not on Heart, the King of the Ring tournament.
Because I never know what happened to Bobby, but Bobby is like the only guy that I'll be like, oh yeah, main event picture right then and there.
But he's old.
But everybody else is old.
Yeah, but I mean, old. He close to 50. You need some of the youth.
But who else is there?
You gonna put your faith in Trick?
Name someone that you could. I can't put my faith in Trick.
No, I don't believe there's anybody, and I believe it's just the issue at hand. They weren't preparing anybody, and as Ryan said, Braun Breaker is the only black man I respect on the main roster.
Did they miss a trick with not signing Moose? Because he actually looked like he could be a
no, because Moose is born. Moose can only do so much. I don't think Moose is that. Like, you might... Oba with some seasoning in 2 years, he might can be the guy.
Oba need to be in better shape, because Oba could be a guy. He could be what we're missing from Bobby Lashley if he was in better shape.
Yeah, he's better on the microphone.
Well, as it stands right now, I agree with the thing, but their minor league is stacked with strong, talented black men. Whether it's Javon Eller, Obafemi, Wesley, these guys main eventers, but no, these are some very talented people who can become main eventers or stars on your show. So their minor league system seem like they're aware. They may be aware of the issue that, hey, this is a very white roster right now, an old white roster as well. That whenever they do another draft and some of these people are ready to get called up, they may call them up. And maybe, that could be the move.
Before we move to SmackDown, I'm gonna jump into the chat room. Kane said, "Oh, did it? Yeah." He says, "I get what you're saying about representation, but it also a matter of what you're drawn to, right?" I agree. I mean, like, I don't tend to just say, "Oh, because that person is black, I'm gonna cheer that person." Like, it's not like I'm one of the biggest Santos Escobar fan out there. At the same time, I know he ain't main event. Manny?
You say that, though, but many other people think that way, though. Like, you may not think that way.
Yeah, that's true. That's me.
I think there are more people for me, I'm biased towards Shotzi Blackheart. She's trash. But she is the only Filipino representation outside of TJP that I make.
Excuse me. Joaquin Wild still exists.
He's playing a Mexican.
Marcus, but first of all, Joaquin Wild is probably a disgrace to Manny's culture.
And don't forget about Caden Carter out there.
I agree with John if they gave Montez a chance, but we can't put Montez right there in the main event. He has to, unfortunately, do the mid-card run.
No, they should have been building him up when they seemed like they were about to do it, and Dawkins and him were going solo, and then they just kept them together for whatever reason. And now they just the Street Profits kind of just exists. And Dawkins and Montez have both improved, but yet they are still in the same limbo of a meaningless tag team division.
And El Luchador says Biggie was supposed to be the guy, and Ridge Holland, made sure that wasn't a thing.
I don't think Big E was going to be the guy.
Me neither.
I don't think he was going to be. He was going to be a guy. I think he would have been this generation's Booker T.
Yeah, I think I don't have that person that is how
many? Hold on, before you say your next statement, how many superstars / megastars do they actually have right now? Cody Rhodes, we count him. I'm talking about black. I'm just not talking about black. I'm just talking about in general. I'm not calling Cody black right now. Just for the record. For the record. So I'm saying the people who are actual big stars in WWE, you would go Cody Rhodes. After the reaction this week, you would go Seth Rollins. You would go Roman Reigns.
And
then you have
LA Knight.
And then after that, it's kind of like maybe. Like Jay Uso is people like doing the
CM
stuff.
Punk.
CM Punk.
You got CM Punk.
Drew McIntyre gets a response.
Randy KO.
And
Randy gets a legend clause though.
Let me also
but that's not that many. But if you think about it, that's like 10 people.
Solo's good. People finally hated this for Solo this week. Ain't nothing
hold on.
FU Solo chant.
Big star. We're talking about Pops. Chelsea Green. Chelsea Green when she won this week. That arena erupted.
I
You
mean,
can't
this
go
could,
erupted.
this could be a whole episode that we could discuss this, but I think to not prolong the show, let's
But-
talk about.
But hold on,
Friday
all those
Night-
other people do they have crossover appeal? That you name. Maybe only one of those people actually have crossover appeal.
Yeah, I
and
get
that is
that.
probably Cody and maybe Roman.
In the
Who people
comments,
actually just love.
While we move on, in the comments later or in the chat, how would you fix this problem with diversity, especially with male wrestlers? Hendrix.
I know.
Leave it in the comments what you think WWE should do,
and we can
to
revisit it
improve
at the end
their,
of the show.
Yeah.
So, do we want to talk about the debut of Jacob Fatu, or do you want to go in order for the SmackDown show? What do you guys want to do?
I mean, the
Sure,
biggest
sure.
thing for me was this week with Chelsea Green, but you can start with Jacob Fatu if you want.
Actually, Manny,
I'll be honest.
I would like to talk about the qualifying matches because I actually was very happy what they did with the Money in the Bank qualifying matches. I like how they put like two obvious choices and the one underdog choice, and it's like, oh, who's going to be here? So when Chelsea Green won over Bianca, even though they had teased that dissension between Bianca and Jade, I'm not 100%
There was no
sure.
tension.
I don't know. But
That was black women supporting black women. It's like,
Yeah.
go out there and do your thing. But we're going to do this, and we're going to get our tag team titles back. You go,
but
girl.
it was just like that, Bianca has forgot about her tag team obligations. They just lost the titles and thinking about her own self because she's on her own.
They both
against
been
the wall.
qualifying matches. Yeah, they both been qualifying matches.
I actually thought this was, go ahead.
No. Go ahead. Give me your
I was
opinion.
gonna say, I actually thought this was a very entertaining match. The only person who I knew was not winning was Michin. I knew she was probably going to be the one taking the pin.
Oh, she's
But
the
I-
biggest loser of the week.
Yeah,
I give it to her as the biggest loser of the week.
But I thought Bianca, Michin, and Chelsea played a great role in the situation. And I think that even afterwards, they saved face for Michin afterwards when she had her little altercation with Tiffany Stratton talk about that I won't blow the opportunity. But I really liked this opening match. And Chelsea winning the Money in the Bank was like, oh, wow. They really took a chance on that one. Marcus, I'll go to you first.
I want to say this. One, I thought Chelsea had no chance when she was in there with Bianca Belair. And Michin wasn't there for me. I mean, it's fine. I don't have any problems with me and you. I'm just saying she's been booked as a jobber, and she is. Okay? So it came down to Bianca is the only person that's winning this match. And you know what? When that happened, I felt really disappointed that Chelsea was in this match because I felt there's only one person who can carry that briefcase and be not only comedic, but also be entertaining and have decent matches and be a great character with that briefcase. And it can only be Chelsea Green. And I thought she's the only one I want to win the briefcase. I'll be honest. There's no one else in that qualifier they're putting on next week or whatever they're going to do in the women's division. I mean, even Stratton, I don't want to see her win it. I think Chelsea fits this perfectly.
So, Manny, did you like the whole idea of them setting up to feel like that Chelsea wasn't going to, and then they just popped the surprise out on us like, oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, you could tell by even the fan reaction. It was just like, it was Chelsea's time. I feel like they've done everything they can possibly do with Bianca. I feel Bianca needs to be in a cool-off period because, like, we had that long title reign. Then she moved into this long feud with Damage Control. And then now this tag team with Jade. I think we need to cool off a bit on Bianca and then have her come back and go back into the title picture again. It's just something that she doesn't necessarily need to be into in at the moment. Let other people have their time. And it was really good seeing someone other than the main people go through. Like it was, especially when we talk about Chelsea, but then we also like the way the men's match went.
Yeah. With Tama, Carmelo, and Randy.
Yeah,
The
with everything
situation-
else going on with the Bloodline story going on, influencing this match, I felt that made it a bit more interesting.
I thought that it really gave an extra layer of interest to the thing because you knew Paul had the whole situation. Because, before we get to the men, we do need to talk about the beginning of the show where CM Punk starts off the show. He gets his love.
Yeah,
in Chicago.
we get into all that later. Let's talk about
No, we have to talk about it because it played a big role into the match, Marcus. I have to go there. So, CM Punk is there, and then Paul Heyman comes out to the ring, and he's like, and pretty much he's begging and pleading CM Punk to please leave this ring because Solo is upset that he is not being revered by the crowd of Chicago because he should be revered everywhere that he goes and whatnot. And if he doesn't
Revered,
leave,
I believe it's the word you're looking for.
Revered.
Reverend.
If he doesn't leave, they're gonna come out here and beat him up. Of course, Phil is not gonna leave because Phil ain't no punk bitch. But the greatest line for this whole thing was Paul Heyman with his emotion, and he was like, "Just take me with you, Paul. Just take me with you, Phil."
That's the favorite. That's all.
And it was just like, oh shit, he really in a lot of pain. But it set the standard because then we get the backstage segment where Solo is talking to Paul and letting him know that he needs to go deliver a message to the Tongas to make sure that Randy and Kevin Owens don't do shit. And he's like, why? Why do I need to do this? Because I'm your boss. You tell me to do this. And I love how they set this up because then it gets into the match. Manny, I'll go to you. Overall, the opening segment, did you like how it set the table that the Bloodline would be featured on this episode of SmackDown?
Eric, like, knowing full well, like, we know the rest of what happens on SmackDown. I did not know this episode of SmackDown was going to be this good.
Me neither. Did not expect this.
I thought they were just going to... We did this big angle on Monday. Let's kind of just phone it in on Friday. No! They did everything. They even included in the opening segment, we've got extra security here just for the Wyatt Six, but not for the angry Tongans.
Yes, the Tongans are out of control.
And they weren't not prepared for the angry Scotchman who quit on Raw.
No.
Like, no one knew that was happening.
Yeah, but that happened outside the arena. That started outside the arena. They have security.
You know what? If CM Punk didn't have to go outside and smoke his cigarettes, he would have never got assaulted by Drew McIntyre. I don't know why he was outside, but I thought that was a surprising return. I don't know if that's where we're at on the show.
No, we're just talking about how Paul and his situation, and how they went to the qualifying match and stuff like that. So I want to talk about Phil and Drew on their own.
So, okay, so we're still in the qualifying match thing.
Yeah, we're back to now Randy, Tama Tonga, and Carmelo.
That was a fine match and whatever. I thought they set the stage pretty much well that Carmelo was going to win. I still like that was very similar to Chelsea Green's. Like, it just seemed like it happened back to back, and it kind of felt like, oh, they're just doing the same thing, where the underdog is winning in the match.
But what I like about the show, and I think I've said
in a very sneaky way.
I think what I've always said, especially when it comes to professional wrestling shows, I like when you have one main storyline and then you just build around that storyline. And I think for a change, the main storyline, and it hasn't been this way with the Bloodline in a long time since Roman disappeared, but it was actually the Bloodline and everything else just fell into place around that. Like, stuff was happening, but then it's like, oh, Chelsea wins, okay, but what is going to happen to Paul and stuff like that? And Melo winning was nice, but I think also once Chelsea won, it did plant the seed. Oh, well, it's not obvious that Randy's going to win this or Tama's going to do this. It could be the underdog. So I did like that aspect of it. I did not care about the U.S. title belt situation. LA Knight, I don't like LA Knight.
You just don't like him.
I don't like LA Knight.
I don't like him at all, man.
I just don't. I feel like there's other people who could be in this position, and it's not him. And I was glad that Logan Paul clocked him upside the head. I mean, you can't break into somebody's house like that. But I just don't like him. I just don't.
Can I tell you something? Whenever I see LA Knight, and I don't hate him as much as you guys, I still think he's pretty good on the microphone, and I'm not interested in a lot of his matches, but every time I think of him, I say, damn, when Ricky Starks getting here, because I think he can do this role much better, and it would be a better feud and stuff like that. I believe he's going to beat Logan Paul because they've beat LA Knight so many times, and all the years you wonder why East Company doesn't feature LA Knight more, and I you kind of see it over all this time. I'm just saying,
100%.
People love him, but it's like, yeah.
I was shocked that Andrade won. I thought it was going to be Grayson Waller because when Andrade didn't get no entrance, he was just Andrade in the ring. I was like,
Melo.
damn.
Melo didn't get an entrance either. Waiting in the ring, Carmelo Hayes.
Oh, well, maybe that's the trick. But I mean, Andrade, Melo, they make sense to be the people who move the letters around in the match, right, Manny?
Yeah. I didn't actually hear what you said, to be honest. All I heard was screaming, and I was like, oh, what?
Yeah, I think it's a good choice to put all these new fresh faces in there. As someone said in the chat, I can't remember who actually said it. I think it was John. Yeah, and it's like, you know what? I don't know who's going to win Money in the Bank. Like, you do have an option of Melo. You do have the option of Andrade. But, come on. Of those two, it's
and
Melo.
let's be real. This week, for the one time only, the SmackDown parking lot was greater than the NXT parking lot because Drew McIntyre, a man who was unemployed,
Yeah.
just was just waiting outside. When he saw Phil out there drinking his Pepsi, because you know he's straight edge, he whooped his ass. And just so happened, that's when Ciampa and Gargano was talking to Grayson Waller, and they heard the beating on the garage door. And someone let the garage door open, and then Drew McIntyre, who is not employed, remember, he quit. He quit.
You don't know if any process of paperwork was filed yet. You don't know if he did his exit interview. You don't know if he put the resignation letter.
This ain't just no Vince McMahon era.
Manny, outside marching all the way backstage with a dead body over his shoulder. I think my favorite part about this entire segment is his altercation with Nick Aldis, where Nick Aldis is like, I'm going to use this to get back in the ring because I'm going to fight your ass. You ain't going to push me. I'll push you back. What did you like about this segment, Manny?
My allegiance, if that happened, would side with the Scottishman. Like, screw my country.
Screw the country. Take him down.
Do you know the thing about Drew McIntyre carrying his lifeless body all the way from the back, all the way through Gorilla, is everybody that was standing there watching this.
Yes.
Not to say anything till Nick Aldis said it at the top of the ramp.
But Manny, let's be honest. If somebody walked into your job, whooped your boss, and they look like Drew McIntyre, are you trying to get involved? Nah.
Well, first of all, I may. But my boss is like a 5'5" woman.
Yeah.
Okay, that's different.
No, but if your boss was Drew McIntyre, Manny.
If your boss was CM Punk, you know, like
or
at
Brock
least
Lesnar.
you know,
fight
like,
CM Punk.
No,
I think I fight CM Punk. I wouldn't fight for CM Punk though.
No, your boss is CM Punk, but Drew McIntyre came and beat up your boss. You ain't gonna intervene in that. Well, he probably had that coming to him. You know, shit happens.
Mm-hmm. Real glass.
What did he do? What did he do?
So, Marcus, do you feel like this made Drew even look like a bigger badass? Like, even though he lost in his home country, like, you know, he's just full of hell.
You know, Punk deserved this shit. Who the fuck are you to fuck with me like this? You went on TV and said, as long as I exist, I will never win a world title. And then you go out here and cut this promo about how, it's pressure, you can't let your hometown down. And then he talked about what he did with Cena and shit at Money in the Bank, bringing it all full circle. Fuck him. And then he screwed me off and screwed me over in that referee count, playing with my emotions. He screwed me at WrestleMania. And I've been telling him as soon as I get my hands on him, but he's been running around and I'm chasing him in VIP suites and all this other shit. I'm going to get my hands on you. And exactly what happened. This was a Tom and Jerry situation, Eric. This is a Roadrunner and Coyote situation. Just let them get their hands on those motherfuckers. Just let them get it. I was rooting for it. And he bludgeoned him. And he beat him. And then he took the AJ Lee bracelet or whatever that was and put that in his pocket. Because you know what? That is a man who says, fuck it. Okay?
Yes, Drew's on that shit. And, you know, I'm surprised that we didn't have more disgruntled Raw superstars show up on SmackDown because after what the Wyatt Sick did, I don't think I would want to work there. I mean, they shot Chad Gable in the head, damn it. Like, you
Can
know.
I ask a question? Because the photo came out after we did the show on Tuesday. You do whatever the Wyatt Six did. Is Whataburger the place you're going after you've committed murder?
I don't like Whataburger, but according
it's supposed to be a spot.
According to all our sources, that when we went to Dallas, Texas, we ate at the worst Whataburger in Texas. Like, it is known. They were like, you didn't like what? Did you eat the one in Arlington off of this road? I was like, yeah. They was like, that one ain't shit. I'm like, fuck, how did everybody know that this Whataburger ain't no damn good?
Yeah,
like,
but I would like to add that, Whataburger, I don't think they could have improved. They ain't going to be Shake Shack. They ain't going to be In and Out. They're not going to be the good fat burger. They're not going to eat someone's sweet mother or father or cousin at a grill. They ain't doing that.
So you saying Soul Roca make you a good burger? Because you
Soul Roca. Nah, she'll put tofu in that shit. I know who she hangs around.
So let's talk about
Marcus, I saw some TikToks done by Soul Roca the other day that would have angered you.
So let's talk about the true elephant in the room. I think for the first time in a long time, Solo looked like a real boss. True, he became overshadowed at the end because Jacob Fatu seems like he's that kind of uncontrollable thing. Because that hug did not look like it was like a hug of I'm going to be a subservient puppet for you. I'm going to do what I want to do. But my favorite moment about this whole thing was that when we had the match set up between Solo and Cody, and the announcer says that we have gotten permission from the network that if we need to go longer, we will stay with you into this match. And I was like, A, are you being paid to AEW because they say that almost every week? And B, I knew this shit was not going long. I knew it wasn't
like
happening.
5 minutes on the clock.
Like
5 minutes on the clock.
They circled around. And the next thing you know, the other Tongans came down to the ring. I was like, damn.
Oh. I would like to add that Solo really was good this week. This is the best we've seen Solo. Someone put together a video of Solo, how he's been copying Roman Reigns very subtly in little things. And I was like, well, I didn't even notice all that. And I wouldn't have noticed all that. But anyway, this was a really good week. His threats, him playing in the corner. I haven't seen a wrestler beg for their life in the corner in so long, and I was so happy to see it. And only to find out when he went, yeah, I don't know what the actual emotion was, but he was like,
no, he was smiling, and then
yeah, I don't know what that
it's the kitty scratch. Let it go.
I guess he was called the Samoan werewolf with that. And Jacob Fatu looked absolutely incredible. He's in the best shape I've ever seen him. Like, he's cut all the weight. He had a bunch of muscles on him. I was like, what the hell is this guy? And then when he did the dive, I was like, Cody, you deserve that shit.
So you know, Marcus,
Corey
at the Riverboat Massacre, we got the hat. I have a feeling in the Samoan Dynasty to call for your backup. Like that.
Corey Graves needs to be given credit here because the calls he was doing whilst this savagery was happening. Solo, what did you do?
Yes, what did you do?
Well, also, Corey also moved
It's
that
not
TV
him.
that
Not him.
TV monitor because Cody was gonna hit that TV monitor if it didn't work, but it was jazz hands or spirit fingers.
No,
it was funny.
Fingers.
I think the trick, the reason why you need to have the thing that you need to have, the reason why Solo looked so good this week, it was all credit goes to Paul Heyman. I think Paul Heyman being beaten to submission and this man abusing him mentally, verbally, and everything is what shows that Solo is the best. Marcus, you have to let Manny speak on this. I
know, but I want you to forget one thing about what he did earlier. I'll bring it up again.
I've lost my point.
Yeah, Mark, go ahead. Keep talking. You know Manny be losing his points here and there.
Solo said something that, it moves the plot along. Like, I don't know why this episode of SmackDown was very plot heavy. I felt like I was watching an episode of like something like House of the Dragon or something.
Are you going to say Roman when he said Roman was dead?
When he said, Paul, I want to give you a reality check. Everybody knows this, but you need to know this. Roman ain't never coming back. And I went, oh shit, he ain't. Because that was some dramatic soap opera shit. You know he is.
Break.
Yes.
Pulls off break.
It's like someone telling them their father went out to get cigarettes. Yeah, but my dad said we're gonna play catch later. He ain't coming back. It was the Will Smith and his dad movie. I hate him.
Can I ask a question though? Is the day that Roman comes back is when Solo decides to beat up Paul Heyman and then Roman just comes out on the stage and then everything just freezes right there? Is that how it happens? Like,
I'd love it. With the thumb just about to hit Paul. And
because what I see them having like a match at Money in the Bank where like it's faction warfare, and then somehow
it's too soon. It's
way
too soon to do that.
I'm gone to November. I'll be gone to November.
Paul has to cost him somehow, some way to make Roman come back because that is his wife.
Cody. It's Cody. It's gonna be the Cody match.
I did also.
It's gonna be the Cody match where Paul is gonna cost him the match at night, not hand him the belt or the chair or
Cody don't have a title match yet at Money in the Bank.
Marcus, no, because there was very storyline stuff. It was very soap opera. I love how they added those two extra things where he said that Roman said he was gonna handle the Cody situation, so Solo ain't supposed to be fucking with Cody in the first place, and then somehow Roman also gave CM Punk a pass out of respect for the wise man. So maybe if I was just like, oh, I love these layers. It was a great story because like the thing that has me worried is that I don't think Monday Night Raw can give me a good story to explain the Wyatts. Like I don't think they can. I don't think they.
No,
I
it's
just
over. What happened
Yeah.
on Monday is over. The story's
Yeah.
over.
Yeah. Like,
because
we
Uncle
got
Harry's
into
gonna have
play.
to talk, and we're all gonna be like, no.
We got into plane. It was a nice flight. You know, even those kosher nuts were okay. Everything was great. But now we gotta land this motherfucker, and it's all fucking rocky. It's gonna be. Oh my god!
No, let me tell you.
Everyone in that group, you just if it comes to matches and everything involved in it, you're just like, no.
I
don't
would point
wanna
out that
If
I
it's
think
that
it's
monkey all
important.
over again, I'm like, oh no.
I think it's important that they're not there, and it's a tape message. I don't think they need to be in the live arena yet.
Yeah, I can't wait for the beatdown of Roman Reigns. Like, I can't wait for the Bloodline versus Bloodline, or new Bloodline versus old Bloodline, whatever you want to call it, in which they beat the living shit out of Roman. And then Roman has to come back, and, you know, they're like, we already beat the shit out of you. Who you going to bring with you? And then the Usos are there, or Jimmy, just Jimmy maybe, or something. And each week they filter it out as one person coming back to help Roman. And then Roman happens to bend the knee and apologizing. Like, the emotion of them reuniting.
Yeah.
With Sammy as well will be, like, intense. Sammy and The Rock will probably be
like,
involved.
to see where it's coming, and it's like, I'm excited for it. So I thought SmackDown was my favorite show this week. And it's hard because I really enjoyed me some NXT this week too, because NXT was just all over the place of just nonsense and tomfoolery. But like SmackDown, really, it was a simple story, only 2 hours. I really enjoyed it.
Oh. Yeah, SmackDown was great. You know what else I like? And just moving pieces parts? People who weren't in the same category are now in the same category, and they needed to be. This Roman, Randy and Cody Rhodes, they dapping it up right now. But just because he's in vicinity of Cody, one day he gonna look at that belt.
He gonna look at the title.
He gonna get
Mama
that
Rhodes
gleam in
is
his
in
eye.
trouble. Mama
Yeah.
Rhodes is in trouble. Randy Orton is here.
Can I ask you guys this? Did you guys see the situation though when Jacob was in there in the ring and they were posing, right? And then you saw Tama, and then you saw
Yep.
his other. They looked like, wait,
They look hesitant.
like you called this motherfucker like.
Yeah.
Why
Like,
you do
we
this?
crazy.
Yeah,
we
but-
crazy.
but he
this
crazy
motherfucker
is.
gonna get us all arrested.
Yeah, I love that little subtlety of of emotion, and so for me, going back to AEW, I think AEW has to do that. You have to have those little cues where if you pay attention, that you have those little things that bring you in, and I think they could do it. They just gotta hire the right people.
Hold on, Eric. I have a message from Kazuchika Okada right now.
Bitch.
I'm so sorry.
Oh no! I pressed the wrong button.
Bitch. He's the best thing on AEW to me.
I
and
know.
honestly,
I know that's funny, but like at the same
I know
time,
it means nothing.
this
It means
man-
nothing, but it's
this man
hilarious.
was one of the most decorated champions and one
And
of
now
the
he has
best
a
wrestlers.
personality.
And now he is.
He has a
this-
personality.
But is that the personality that you want your champion?
He's a little off
comedian?
kilter. I'm okay with that. It's not. It's funny, but you know what? You know he can get down seriously.
I'm just gonna tell you this right now, and this is what I mean. I don't think you can make money with the Young Bucks anymore. And if El Luchador, if you're still in the chat, do you agree with that one? Because I think they're not there. Like I don't need to see these guys anymore. I just don't.
No, it's time for the new faces of AEW to step up and to really start pushing some of these other guys. Just random people not random, but people who you be like, oh yeah, they have talent. Whether it's Kyle Fletcher who's in the middle of this, Takeshka, that whole Callis situation.
I want Danny Garcia to do something. This man
Something.
is too talented for doing what he's doing.
Agreed. Hanging around Daddy Magic and shit. Jesus.
So I'm just gonna take a quick moment to detour out of professional wrestling because I think something happened outside of wrestling that was very important this week, and I want to say I want to give a shout out to Reggie Jackson for just keeping it real at the special game that they did, where he just pointed out how being black and playing baseball was not a pleasant experience, and people weren't ready for the truth that he dropped out. And I was like, you know
Absolutely.
what, Reggie, yeah, let them know, man, let them know. And the sad part about it, it's like you have to have your allies to stand up for you in order to move forward. And all those people that helped him, that said that we wouldn't eat if he wasn't eating there, man, that shit hit me hard. And
Yeah,
Fox did a great job of not taking the camera and letting that man finish. He let him finish.
No, they did it. I think they did a good job with the game overall. Like the whole.
I didn't watch the game.
Playing for that field.
No.
Oh, they did a really good job, just overall, and acknowledging history and everything like that. And even the passing of Willie Mays this week, probably the greatest baseball player I've never seen, the greatest baseball player I have seen. Always like to throw it out there. It's Ken Griffey Jr. and it ain't even close. I'm just saying. I know people say Barry Bonds out there, but Ken Griffey Jr. was a special person, just special. With that being said, yeah, it was terrible for all athletes.
I just love Marcus.
Bill Russell had it.
Yeah, Marcus, I just love the fact that you always find a way to bring up your favorite baseball player of all time, Ken Griffey Jr., the kid, who is now a photographer. Mark, it's always the greatest thing ever.
Not as good as Randy Johnson, though. He's a real one. He ain't been out there for years now.
Manny, can I ask a question? Is there a player in any sport that always have your undying support that would be your favorite player of all time, no matter what?
Do you know what? It would have been really. It's Ronaldo. I don't care what bullshit he does, where he's playing, even if it's corrupt. Ronaldo has, even though his second run at Manchester United was awful, he still. I got your back, Ronaldo.
No! No! I was about to say that. Somewhere, if you rewind this footage, you see that smile on my face. You know I was going to say it. And I was going to like, Ronaldo's great. Yeah. How dare he?
Dennis Bergkamp.
The greatest Arsenal player of all time, Eric.
Ian Wright. The greatest Arsenal player ever.
Oh, rest in peace to Donald Sutherland, too. I mean, he was always a great guy who was always on the council someplace or playing the villain someplace. Like, you knew shit was real when Donald showed up. And he also gave birth to Kiefer, who created 24, which was one of Marcus' favorite shows to ever watch.
Damn right. Kim Bauer is still in these woods probably right now.
I don't think we have anything else, and I think we're 4 minutes underneath the hour. I think unless it's something you guys want to talk about.
What are you playing at the moment, Eric?
Huh?
What are you playing at the moment, Eric?
I finally turned my Switch back on, and I'm playing Animal Crossing. I'm really sick of myself about this because I'm only playing it because I want to get rid of that fucking alligator off my island, but she won't leave, and it's sad that that's why I'm playing the game. And because I'm still waiting for July. July is not getting here close enough. I got like 28 days. I'm fiending. Manny, I almost bought baseball and I almost bought basketball, but I've stayed pat. I have not bought a new game this year until college football comes out.
You know I have MLB The Show downloaded on my Xbox and I have not played it. I can't be bothered to do Road to the Juice again.
Can I just tell you, I think the biggest issue that I have with MLB The Show is the fact that my player cannot carry over to the new game. I think it's ridiculous. I would like my juiced up guy to carry over. And Mookie Bet, speedy recovery, my brother. You're going to be all right.
It's bullshit.
The thing with MLB The Show, I played 2 seasons and then I just get fed up with it.
Manny, what are you playing? What are you playing right now?
There is actually nothing to play. So on Xbox Game Pass, I downloaded Tomb Raider, the definitive edition, and just started playing that.
I never got past the fucking tiger in that game.
I am not good at that game.
Me neither.
At all.
And as we know, Marcus does not play video games. But Marcus, could you please let the audience know of one of your greatest accomplishments in video games was playing Roller Coaster Tycoon and how you would murder people at the theme park?
Was that not on the show?
No, Marcus, that was a free show.
Oh, I'm a genocidal, homicidal maniac. When I play video games, when I play simulation video games, I am genocidal, homicidal, suicidal. I do it all. If Mortimer is in a relationship with his wife and this Slim Pickens is in the neighborhood, I am going to drown Mortimer or lock him in a room where he's shitting and pissing himself to death.
Marcus,
it happens. And I will take his wife. If I was playing Roller Coaster Tycoon, I would be a tycoon, and I would be happy that.
So what are you talking about? What is wrong with me?
Marcus, I will let you know.
Many things.
I know you haven't played Sims since probably Sims 1 or Sims 2. Marcus, they fixed the problem so you don't have to murder anybody. In Sims 4, you can actually go downtown and meet other people and you can invite them over to your house.
Yeah, I'm weird about that shit.
For consensual sex, of course.
Yeah, but you know what? Something about the thrill of the kill, Eric. The thrill of the kill.
I'm gonna
out
say
there.
this.
The bloodlust continues.
I love Sim City, and you guys are gonna make fun of me when I say this, but I just could never lay the pipe right and to get the water going to all the points of my city in that game. I just could not lay the pipe. I just could not.
I was a terrible man.
Hey,
I was
your
just
sex life should not be brought on the show, okay?
It's my Sim City life, Betty. It's my Sim City
No,
life.
Shout out to the
Life,
game
you know,
Gangsters, and shout out to
Oh,
Asian
hey.
Empire and StarCraft.
Marcus, is it a tragedy that we still don't have gangsters like a good version of the game? It was nothing like going into the local bar recruiting hooligans to go to your church
Shooting up
and
shit,
stuff
and it
like
was
that.
like-
Man.
Gangsters was a fun ass game.
Yeah,
And then Gangsters 2 came out and they trying to change it up and it was terrible.
yeah. The first one is like, oh man,
I never played
Armageddon.
that.
I lived through it.
I don't know that one.
Is that the thing? No. Is that the thing Samoa Joe did a voice?
No, that's Twisted Metal. That's Twisted Metal.
Ah, okay.
Can I also add something? I'm going to switch genres of discussion because I guess we're just in random start.
We are.
I'll answer that. in
Oh
a second.
shit! Number one and number two. I need to know because on Wednesday you said on Thursday you was getting to bed, but you've been saying that for 2 weeks, Marcus. So answer question number two. Does
I will
Jasper
answer
have
that
a
in
bed
a
to
second.
sleep in?
Hold on, let me answer that in a second, okay? So I was supposed to get. I forgot what I was going to say anyway, so I'm going to go into this. Oh, I was going to say, fuck the movie Twisters. I don't want another sequel to that. I didn't like the first one. I just think it's stupid. I just think it's so stupid. Anyway, with that being said, we are currently at day 434 of Marcus' quest for a bed. Again, it's been tireless, restless nights. And unfortunately, I do not have a bed. So I went across the street to just, get a bed. Just like, hey, I'm done with this shit. I'm going to go get a bed. The guy goes, I can deliver it tomorrow, which was Friday, which was yesterday. And I go, cool. What time are you going to deliver? He says 2 p.m. I go, cool. Now, mind you, this place is basically across the street. Across the street. All of a sudden, I get a phone call around 2. We can't make the delivery today. And I go, okay. And the guy added other information. The truck broke down in the street, and it was in a car accident. And I go, what? And he's like, yeah, everybody's okay. It just was unfortunate. Everybody got out. The car broke down first, and then it crashed. We're going to look into getting another vehicle in the next 2 to 3 days. And then that's when we're able to bring over your mattress and box spring. I was like, can we just carry it over? It's across the street, my nigga. Come on, help me. Let's end this quest. So, we shall continue. We shall continue the quest of a new bed. Now another bed has been paid for, but another delivery has failed. And some tell me I have final destination syndrome when it comes to a goddamn bed. Or something is telling me my back needs to go. I'm just going to get rid of my back in
Why
general.
don't you just call me and ride over? We can just carry the shit across the street.
Because God told Marcus he ain't allowed a bed.
I'm afraid, at this point, I'm afraid if you guys were to come over and say, let's go carry this guy on the street, you would get shot and bitten by a werewolf. Okay? It's
That sounds like a video game. It's like the best side quest ever.
Doesn't make sense.
But I feel like once you get a bed, we should go live just to show your beard. As a wise person once said, I think it was Manny, I'm just going to get a cardboard box and some newspaper, and I'm going to call that my bed, and that's just the way I'm going to live. We did offer you our air mattress. You turned it down.
It's not the same. It's not the same. I ain't got order. I should have 2 mattresses.
He appears. I believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
You know you want to come on, Marcus. Cheer you up.
London and Paris and Tokyo.
Somehow I still don't have a mattress, yo. This is
I
ridiculous.
believe in Joe Hendry. I believe in Joe Hendry.
And if you want to know about Jasper, he's fine. He just when he watched the Negro League baseball game, he got teary-eyed and emotional about the whole thing. And you know what? I took him to Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles, and he was all right after.
On that note, I think that concludes another edition of this podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. And make sure, if you weren't gonna do it, the Untitled Manny and Marcus show will air on Tuesday. And if you don't even care about it, won't.
No.
Oh.
The Euro Cup is happening. Manny will not be present for that one, and we will have Try Not to Laugh 6, Laugh or Die Trying. Or, as it's titled correctly, Try Not to Hawk to Laugh.
Number 6. Marcus, how can our loyal subscribers keep track if you ever get to bed, Marcus? Where do we go? Where do we go for this information? When will you guys be back?
There should be an ETE, so it may be falling up on there, which, you know, we're luring you in like if we were part of the Arrowverse and luring you to watch our other shows. Because and see if there's a conclusion on there.
Me and Eric appeared on that.
So yeah, man. That's the carrot you're dangling for people to look at ETE, where you guys talk about all the Japanese wrestlers that if Marcus get in bed, y'all just gonna hold that to the end. Marcus, are you sleeping in the bed? Anyway, we hope you guys enjoyed this episode. You know, I think we had the first 30 minutes was a very deep discussion, especially in. Shout out to Kayla Braxton. You really entertained our screens. But
Kayla Braxton?
Whatever. You know.
I am more upset that Kayla is leaving than Ricochet, and that is a shame.
Yep.
Betty, I am also.
I was upset Samantha Irvin didn't get attacked by the Wyatts this week. They seem to get everybody.
Betty, did you see the rumor, though, that they talk about Ricochet might do another match? Because I guess he see, well, shit, I know I ain't going to save those ratings at AEW. What do I need to do?
I feel my bed stories will draw bigger ratings at AEW at this point. What the fuck? Bass.
Yep, but Marcus lives in Long Beach. She don't do nothing with him. Anyway, I think I got to find me a sandwich to eat or something like that because I'm a little hungry. I could go eat my salad, but, you know, who knows?
Eat your salad.
We hope you guys enjoyed this episode. Maybe next week we'll have Jacob Fatu show up and be a surprise guest to drive, you know, the ratings up on our show. But until then, stay sharp.
Well, currently, I also tested my DNA to see if I'm a part of this family, to see if I get a WWE contract. I'm just going through it. Just see if I have a little tongue in me.
Marcus, all you gotta go do is go make your moves on Nia Jackson. You can get up into the family, Marcus.
But she's on the side of it.
Marcus,
she's barely hanging in there.
Marcus, you just gotta get on the bloodline.
Oh, Marcus, you can hit on Tamina. No one Mina.
But you gotta take care of her kids, though.
Yeah, I'll probably walk out on. I don't want Haku chasing me after I walk out on.
But you will get to stay in the house at the Rock Ball.
That probably has a bed.
Yeah. Probably does. Probably does. All right. Stay sharp, everybody. We out.